During the live broadcast of the dating reality show, my system encountered a malfunction, causing everyone to hear its voice point one by one. The male contestants made their entrance, and the system issued a task. Choose one, the acclaimed actor or the top idol. You must secure one today or face electric shocks. I suppose the top idol would suffice. The actor is a legendary serpent lord, formidable in that regard, and no one can withstand him. Once you capture the delicate top idol, you can unlock the points mall and exchange for special potions before contending with the actor once more. I scoffed. By your reasoning, the top idol is inadequate. I certainly do not desire that. The top idol is the heir of the Wolf clan, impressively endowed. If you doubt it, I can show you a picture. At that moment, an indescribable close-up photograph appeared before me. Wow, it even has a beauty mark. As I was lost in wild imagination, I failed to notice the gasps from those around me. 1. The atmosphere fell into a profound silence. The actor, Xiang Yan, narrowed his eyes dangerously. The top idol, Su Qingwang, whose pale ears turned visibly red, fixed his alluring peach blossom eyes on me, a tumultuous tide of twisted emotions swirling within. I glanced around. Why has everyone suddenly gone silent? Can they hear our conversation? Relax. They haven't opened their celestial eyes. There's no way they could hear us. I exhaled in relief, unable to resist continuing my banter. I heard Su Qingwang has a severe case of mysophobia. Women who come within a meter of him trigger his allergies. He wouldn't be here if it weren't for the promotional event. The system scoffed. Oh please, what mysophobia? He's merely a twisted yandere on the surface. He appears aloof and abstinent, but the moment someone shows him a modicum of kindness, he clings to you like a rabid dog. I remained skeptical, stealing a glance at Su Qingwang, only to lock eyes with his brooding gaze. I instinctively recoiled, hastily averting my eyes, internally lamenting, System, is this truly the only path to becoming a star? Is there no more dignified means? The system retorted mercilessly. You, a third-rate performer with no discernible talent. This is the quickest shortcut available. Successfully unlocking either of them will grant you access to the points mall, where skills abound. I glanced back at Su Qingwang, recalling the trending topic from last week. A rising star had attempted to cultivate a relationship with him, but before even touching his hand, she was tossed aside with a shoulder throwed. I swallowed hard, silently taking 2 steps back. No, my life is at stake. My gaze shifted to the third male contestant, the musical prodigy, Song Shimo. Gentle as jade, with a cool demeanor, he appeared far more manageable than those 2 dangerous figures. Before I could utter a word, the system, having discerned my intentions, doused my hopes. He won't do. His prowess in that regard is far too ordinary to qualify for unlocking the points mall. Song Shimo's face instantly drained of color. I bit my lip, directing my gaze to the 4th male contestant, the popular young actor, Kai Jian. He smiled at me, exuding humility and warmth. He should be relatively easy to win over, right? I recall that Kai Jian rose from a talent show. He even plays basketball. If I win him over, I can also learn singing, dancing, and rapping, achieving 3 objectives in one go. The system sneered. He's even less viable. Don't be fooled by his seemingly honest demeanor. He's merely a central air conditioning unit, and privately, he's quite the libertine with several partners. Kai Jian's smile instantly froze on his face, his complexion shifting from red to pale as he pointed at me, erupting in anger. Ningmeng, will you ever stop? Don't tarnish my reputation just to boost your own popularity. I was taken aback. I opened my mouth, but then closed it again. Wait, did I just say something? Suddenly, it dawned on me. As the designated tool of the production team, my script was to pair with Kai Jian, relentlessly pursuing him to create buzz. So was he truly getting into character? While I was lost in thought, the trending topic exploded outside. Kai Jian's so-called partners believed themselves to be his legitimate girlfriends. They all sprang forth, sharing chat logs, hotel room keys, and even intimate photos. This obliterated his pure persona. I became engrossed in thought, contemplating how to cooperate with Kai Jian. Completely unaware, the director's team had descended into chaos. Staff members frantically gestured, signaling for the recording to pause. In the lounge, Su Qingwang sat opposite me, his fingertips slightly tense, as if he were struggling to restrain himself. On the other side, Xiang Yan lounged lazily on the sofa, his long legs casually crossed. The collar of his black shirt was slightly open, revealing his alluring collarbone. He rested his chin on one hand, observing me with an enigmatic smile. It was awkward, exceedingly so. I felt as if I were sitting on pins and needles, wishing fervently to dig a hole and disappear into it. Just then, the system suddenly chimed in with enthusiasm. Now is the perfect moment to initiate a conversation. Seize the opportunity and make your move. I twitched at the corners of my mouth, but I'm not familiar with them. What should I even say? The system chuckled. Su Qingwang's grandmother is gravely ill and has only 3 to 4 years left to live. Just tell him you have a way to save her. He was raised by her, so he will undoubtedly be swayed by your words. But I can't save her, I protested.
Fool.
I can help. There's a miraculous medicine in the point shop that will cure her instantly. The system continued to egg me on. As for Shang Yan, he is merely a hopeless romantic. Once the shop is open, if you approach him with 1,000-day joy, he will be utterly devoted to you. Don't be fooled by his age. He is still a virgin and longs for a woman. I was at a loss for words. How does the system know everything? I rubbed my forehead. But isn't that morally questionable? What era are you living in? The modern heroine doesn't sweat the small stuff. I gritted my teeth. No. You lack morals. I have my principles. Surely there are other ways to activate the shop, right? The system hesitated for a few seconds. There are alternatives, like kissing, but it's a slower process. Different types of kisses yield different points. A standard kiss gives only 100 points, while opening the shop requires 1,000 points. Sleeping is faster. 1 time is enough. I rolled my eyes. ISNT that is difficult to sleeping? Fine, I'll take it step by step. I cautiously glanced at Su Qingwang. His thin lips pressed together, his Adam's apple bobbing slightly, as if he were ready to speak at any moment. I forced a dry laugh, just as I was about to say something.
Bang.
The door to the lounge was suddenly flung open, and the director rushed in, drenched in sweat. Everyone turned to stare at him. Teachers, I sincerely apologize. Due to our negligence, we failed to identify Kai Jian's issues in a timely manner. The production team has ceased all collaboration with him, and we are currently in the process of contacting a new male guest. Today's recording will conclude here. Su Qingwang's eyes narrowed, glaring at the director. The director felt a chill run down his spine under Su's gaze and bravely continued. Shang Laosher, Su Laosher. If you have no further matters, please come to my office to discuss the upcoming recording arrangements. Su Qingwang pursed his lips and turned to look at me. I was puzzled. System, am I mistaken? Why do I feel he looks so reluctant? The system squealed with excitement. He is anxious. He is anxious. Didn't I tell you? He definitely has feelings for you.
Go.
Now, S your chance. Leap forward and kiss him. A vein throbbed on my forehead. Enough. Can this irritating system be quiet for a moment? In the hotel, the air conditioning emitted its last feeble sound before giving up entirely. I tugged at the clingy nightgown stuck to my body, irritably flipping over in bed. This production team, with so much money to hire film emperors and top influencers, why can't they book me a decent room? The system let out a cold laugh. And you still dare to complain? If you had succeeded today, you would already be enjoying the presidential suite in a 5-star hotel. I rolled my eyes and padded barefoot to the window, cracking it open a fraction. The night breeze, laced with coolness, seeped in but could not dispel the inexplicable heat within me. Soon, I fell into a deep slumber, only to be met with a strange dream. In the first half of the night, I suddenly felt an unusual chill wrapping around my ankle, spiraling upward. I instinctively curled my toes, only to touch something smooth and hard. I let out a muffled moan, attempting to turn over, but I was restrained by an unseen force. My eyelids felt heavy, as if laden with lead, allowing me to glimpse a shadow cast upon the wall. It unmistakably resembled a sinuous snake. Above the waist, it transformed into a human form, with broad shoulders and a narrow waist that bore an uncanny resemblance to a certain figure. Cool fingertips grazed my waist, and the sensation of those hands was too vivid. Long, strong fingers with calloused palms seemed to measure something, slowly trailing along my spine as the strap of my nightgown slipped silently off my shoulder. In the latter half of the night, the heat returned with a vengeance. A fuzzy sensation brushed against my neck, akin to a large dog nudging me with its damp nose. Stop it, I mumbled in protest within the dream, reaching out to push away the invisible presence. That warm mass suddenly pressed down, playfully rubbing against me. A tongue with barbs licked my collarbone, and I instinctively arched my back. Crack. An electric shock jolted through my entire body, and I shot up from the bed, every nerve ending tingling, my hair standing on end. I rubbed my numb arms, internally screaming, "System, are you serious?" The system's voice was filled with confusion. What? Did you sneak a liaison last night? How did you suddenly gain 200 points? What liaison? I was clearly asleep. I suddenly faltered, flashes of those enchanting dream fragments flickering through my mind, and my ears flushed crimson. At the recording site, I leaned against the wall, my legs weak with each step feeling as if I were walking on cotton. Staff members passing by cast knowing glances, their eyes darting back and forth between me and the two men behind me. A few young girls even covered their mouths, stifling laughter, their expressions brimming with understanding. I was bewildered, too preoccupied to notice, as I raged at the system. System, you've ruined me. This is all your fault. That shock was too intense. And now my legs are numb. How can I continue recording? Can you be gentler next time? The system snickered. No mercy for failed tasks. Next time, the penalty will be doubled. I ground my teeth in frustration, but I don't like either of them. I can't bring myself to make a move. Why don't you bring in my ideal type? I pounce on him right here. The system retorted. You're not qualified to pursue your ideal type. I rolled my eyes, about to argue back when the system said in a low tone. Calculating. That 200 points from last night must have come from Xiang Yan and Su Qingwang, each giving you a kiss. I exploded. I am innocent. I did nothing. Then explain how you earned those points? That red mark on your collarbone is rather distinct. I quickly covered my neck. That's just a mosquito bite. Oh, the system's mechanical voice twirled around playfully. The points record shows. 100 points were added at 1 a.m. and again at 5 a.m. It even mimicked a human smacking sound. If it weren't two people, that duration was rather prolonged, huh? Just as I was about to retort, I caught sight of the two men huddled in a corner. Xiang Yan had seized Su Qingwang's tie, pulling him to eye level. His expression was menacing. Teeth gritted as he uttered something. Su Qingwang, typically composed and reserved, had lost his poise, his eyes slightly reddened as he retaliated by gripping Xiang Yan's wrist. They were nearly nose to nose, their breaths entwining in the confined space, like two beasts vying for territory. I instinctively swallowed. But the system suddenly grew exuberant. Wow, let them fight. Are you reveling in the chaos? I snapped back. The system boldly replied. The more they fight, the more you gain. At that moment, Su Qingwang suddenly turned to look at me. His usually indifferent peach blossom eyes shimmered with moisture, the corners tinged with lingering red. Xiang Yan followed his gaze, a dangerous smile curling his thin lips. The filming of the program had entered a pivotal phase, focusing on the segment where the male and female participants would autonomously pair up. The host, wearing a cheerful expression, announced, Gentlemen, according to the original script, I was supposed to team up with Kai Jian. However, due to the sudden exposure of scandalous information, he had been urgently removed from the show, leaving me without further instructions from the production team. I became the only female guest left without a partner. As I stared blankly at the ground, lost in thought, a long, bony hand suddenly extended towards me. Ning Meng, choose me. Su Qingwang's voice was soft yet insistent. A hand with distinctly defined knuckles unexpectedly reached out before me. Ning Meng, choose me. Su Qingwang's voice was soft yet insistent, like a blade wrapped in honey. I was momentarily stunned and had yet to react when Xiang Yan strode forward, his towering figure placing itself squarely between Su Qingwang and me. His narrow eyes were tumultuous with emotions as he declared, Little Lemon, choose me. Help. What a deadly dilemma. I stood there, feeling weak, pitiful, and helpless. The system was screaming in a frenzy. Ah, the female guest selection stage, go for it. Choose one, sleep with one. Adults should not make choices, take both. Seize the moment, make your choice. Adults don't make choices, take them both. Double points in the mall for a limited time. My temples throbbed. Be quiet. Grasping my wrist with a firm yet warm hold that made me wince slightly. Sister, come with me. Xiang Yan immediately seized my other wrist, countering, Don't listen to him. And the pressure was enough to cause a slight sting. Sister, come with me. Xiang Yan immediately seized my other hand. Don't listen to him. Come with me. Don't be timid.
Just say it.
I want both. I exclaimed. Are you insane? Finally, the host regained composure, chuckling awkwardly as he urged, Ning Meng, please make your choice. The gazes of Su Qingwang and Xiang Yan felt like twin daggers poised at my throat. I swallowed hard, slowly lifting my hand. Just then, a tall figure appeared backlit by the light. A familiar voice, laced with amusement, rang out. Apologies for the delay. I was caught in traffic. I whipped my head around, my pupils dilating in shock. Ji Linchuan. My eyes widened, my mind buzzing as my heart threatened to leap from my chest. The male guest replacing Kai Jian was none other than my idol. My thoughts blinked, yet my hand moved uncontrollably to point at him. I choose him. Ji Linchuan seemed taken aback by my direct choice, momentarily stunned before a smile broke across his face. He strode toward me, bending down in front of the audience to extend his hand gallantly. "It is my honor." My heart raced uncontrollably. The system suddenly exploded. "Are you out of your mind?" "I do not agree." "Didn't you tell me to choose someone?" "I meant Su Qingwang or Xiang Yan." "Who told you to pick Ji Linchuan?" "But he is my idol." "Idol or not, he may be charming, but he lacks the qualifications to access the point shop. What good does it do to choose him?" "I want to choose him." The system, incensed, fell silent. The host awkwardly announced, "Congratulations to Ning Meng and Ji Linchuan for successfully pairing up." Out of the corner of my eye, I noticed the expressions on Xiang Yan and Su Qingwang darkening like storm clouds. Xiang Yan's lips twisted into a cold smile, his gaze dangerously lethal, while Su Qingwang turned on his heel, his back as frigid as ice. Yet his clenched fists and taut jawline betrayed his anger, an anger that would not be easily soothed. As the host announced the task, my focus lingered on the inexplicably angered duo. The first segment of the day involved a test of compatibility, requiring partners to complete a series of physical coordination tasks. Before I could fully gather my thoughts, Ji Linchuan naturally took my hand. His warm palm enveloped mine, his voice laced with laughter. "Are you ready?" A jolt of electricity surged through my body, nearly causing me to jump. "Warning! Unauthorized intimate contact is prohibited." The mechanical voice made my temples throb. I clenched my teeth. "You did that on purpose, didn't you?" "Indeed, I did it intentionally." In the following tasks, any physical contact with Ji Linchuan resulted in the system mercilessly discharging electricity. Helping me up the steps? Zing. Making a heart shape together? Zing. Passing a balloon back to back? Zing, zing, zing. Ji Linchuan noticed my unease, frowning slightly. "Are you all right? You keep trembling." I forced a smile. "I'm fine." I gritted my teeth. "You did that on purpose, didn't you?" Indeed, it was intentional. In the ensuing tasks, a surge of electricity tenfold stronger than before erupted. My legs buckled, nearly causing me to collapse. The system chimed in. "Huh, touch him again." Passing a balloon back to back? Zap, zap, zap. Noticing my unusual behavior, Ji Linchuan frowned slightly. "Are you all right? You seem to be trembling." I forced a smile. "I'm fine." Ji Linchuan and I faced the punishment of diving from a high platform. I resignedly walked toward the edge of the pool. The 3-meter-high diving board glimmered coldly under the sun, making my knees weak. "I'll jump for her." A languid voice suddenly shattered the silence. Xiang Yan had risen, casually checking his watch. The crowd gasped. Before the host could react, another figure strode toward the diving board, his face stern. A massive splash erupted as Su Qingwang dove in without warming up. His wet white shirt became translucent, clinging to his muscular frame. Water droplets cascaded down his jawline, pooling at his collarbone. The system in my mind went into a frenzy. Host. 8-pack abs. V-shaped torso. That waist strength. Are you sure you don't want that? Before the host could react, another figure, stern-faced, marched towards the diving board. A massive splash erupted as Su Qingwang dove in without even warming up. Yet I couldn't help but steal glances at the pool. Su Qingwang was slicking back his wet hair with one hand, droplets trailing down his throat and into his collar. As if sensing my gaze, he suddenly looked up, locking eyes with me through the mist. My heart thudded heavily in my chest, unintentionally skipping a beat. 8. The recording concluded. Ji Linchuan, his eyes sparkling with a gentle smile, asked. Su Qingwang was slicking back his wet hair with one hand, droplets cascading down his throat into his collar. As if sensing my gaze, he suddenly looked up and quickly waved my hands. No. What's wrong? He raised an eyebrow. I have lines to memorize. Yes, there's a scene to shoot tomorrow. I chuckled awkwardly, stepping back a couple paces. Let us do it another day. I'll treat you next time. As I attempted to slip away, he caught my wrist. His thumb brushed over my pulse, his voice low. Hearts beat faster when one is lying. I froze in place. Just then, a light cough echoed from the end of the corridor. Su Qingwang stood there, his black shirt sleeves rolled up to his elbows, revealing his well-defined forearms. Leaning against the wall, his gaze fell heavily on my captured wrist, a harmless smile playing on his lips. Sister, if you agree to his invitation. Their heartbeat quickens. I froze in place. At that moment, a light cough echoed from the end of the corridor. Su Qingwang had somehow appeared there. Images of him emerging from the pool flooded my mind, warming my ears. She's busy. Xiang Yan suddenly appeared from nowhere. his arm casually wrapping around my waist. Sorry, little lemon. The air conditioning in your room is broken. I've already arranged to fix it tonight. I turned to him, confused. When did you arrange that? I wasn't informed. But in the next instant, those strange memories from last night surged back. The icy scales brushing against my ankle, the furry sensation against my neck, and that inexplicable 200 points. Ah! I suddenly remembered. I abruptly emerged from the embrace of Xiang Yan, my agent urgently seeking me. I must take my leave. Without waiting for their reactions, I turned and fled. Behind me, I could almost feel two searing gazes, as if they aimed to burn holes into my back. After running a good distance, the system's chilling voice echoed in my mind. What are you running for? As my agent urgently sought my attention. Without waiting for the two to respond, I turned and fled. Behind me, I could almost sense two burning gazes, as if they aimed to sear two holes into my back. After running a dozen meters, the system's chilling voice echoed. What are you running for? I found myself staring blankly at the ceiling. Suddenly, the system spoke softly. I advise you to yield to both of them promptly. I responded in disbelief. What? The system's voice was laced with a hint of temptation. They are clearly eager for you. Simply close your eyes and enjoy. I yanked the blanket over my head. What kind of lewd words are these? I have my principles. Besides, I cannot afford to offend either of them. What if they become enraged and toss me into a den of snakes? Su Qingwang possesses remarkable stamina, while Xiang Yan excels in technique. You stand to gain tremendously. Adults make choices, and naturally, one desires it all. Double points, double delight. The system's assertions grew increasingly absurd. My face flushed with embarrassment. Be quiet. If you keep talking, I might just give up. The room finally fell silent. I exhaled deeply, drifting into a deep sleep, undisturbed throughout the night. The following day at the recording site, I deliberately kept my distance from the two. The host, brimming with barely concealed excitement, announced, "Today, we have a special segment, a heart-throbbing lesson." His gaze swept across the audience, eventually landing on Xiang Yan. "Teacher Xiang, I hear you excel in filming kiss scenes. Could you perhaps demonstrate for us?" Leaning casually against the sofa, Xiang Yan raised an eyebrow at the remark. The host, smiling knowingly, continued, for instance, how to handle different types of kissing scenes. Who would like to volunteer? The female guest stirred restlessly, one even stepping forward eagerly. I instinctively shrank back. Host, what a splendid opportunity. Hurry. Before I could react, someone shoved me from behind. I stumbled forward, landing directly in front of the camera. The entire room fell silent. Xiang Yan's gaze fixed upon me, a playful smile gracing his lips. I opened my mouth to explain that I had not volunteered, but before I could utter a word, my waist was seized. Close your eyes. Warm lips descended upon mine, deftly parting my teeth, infused with a hint of mint and tobacco. The kiss was both assertive and gentle. The room fell silent in an instant. Xiang Yan's gaze fixed on me, a playful smirk curling at the corners of his lips. I opened my mouth. The system squealed with excitement. Wow, a French deep kiss, 500 points. As the kiss concluded, I felt weak, nearly unable to stand, my cheeks ablaze. However, Xiang Yan frowned slightly, seemingly dissatisfied. That was not executed well. Before I could process this, he kissed me again, this time deeper, more possessive. I was forced to tilt my head back, overwhelmed, while screams echoed around me, blurring into the background noise. Ding! 500 points. Congratulations, host. You have successfully unlocked the points mall. Finally released, I was left dazed, my lips tingling, breath in disarray. Xiang Yan brushed his thumb across the corner of my lips. His voice husky, did you learn? Nodding vacantly, I struggled to steady my heartbeat. Out of the corner of my eye, I noticed Su Qingwang's expression darkened ominously, while Ji Linchuan regarded me with a contemplative gaze. An ominous premonition washed over me. Throughout the subsequent recording, I felt the weight of two intense stares following me, causing a thin sheen of sweat to form on my back. As soon as filming concluded, I rushed out without even removing my makeup, grabbing my bag and dashing outside. Once I returned to my hotel room and locked the door, I let out a long sigh, collapsing onto the bed. Upon opening the points mall, I discovered I had accumulated 1,200 points. The system's voice chimed in, you should consider enhancing your charm. A fuller bosom and a slender waist will surely captivate those two men. I grimaced, are you suggesting I sell my allure? The system retorted with conviction. This is not selling your allure, it's about wisely utilizing your inherent advantages. I rolled my eyes, ignoring the system's advice. Scrolling through the interface, my gaze landed on a special effect potion priced at only 1,000 points. Saving a life is worth more than building a pagoda, I thought. A full bosom and a slender waist will surely captivate those two men. I grimaced. Are you suggesting I sell my looks? If you exhaust your points, you'll still have to sleep with them to earn more. Despair clawed at my hair. No way. I've opened them all. Can't I be exempt from the task? Give up. This is the main storyline, and you cannot escape it. If you cannot progress, you will remain stuck here forever. Just as I was mired in conflict, my phone vibrated, revealing a friend request. I like you. The profile picture was unmistakably Ji Linchuan's silhouette. My heart skipped a beat. With trembling hands, I was about to accept. Suddenly, the glass door of the balcony shattered with a loud crash, and a shadow darted inside. Under the moonlight, a massive silver-gray wolf bared its gleaming fangs, its luminous green eyes locked onto me. Ah! I scrambled off the bed, frantically crawling towards the door. Sister, are you so afraid of me? A familiar voice echoed as the giant wolf's form twisted and morphed into Su Qingwang. My voice trembled. What do you want? He knelt before me, his pale face flushed. Sister, I know you have the medicine that can save my grandmother. You are so kind. You wouldn't let her perish. Would you? My pupils dilated. How do you know? He leaned closer, his warm breath brushing against my ear. Sister, you may not be aware, but since the first episode of the show, everyone can hear your conversations with the system. I felt as though struck by lightning. The system shrieked, oh no. We have a bug. Our conversations have turned into a public broadcast. So, those lewd words, those embarrassing point schemes, were they all overheard? Su Qingwang suddenly gripped my waist, pulling me closer, his heated lips grazing my earlobe. Sister, please, just give me the medicine. I promise to obey you. His expression darkened. Sister, if you provide the medicine, I will do anything you ask. He held my hand as his shirt buttons popped off one by one, revealing a honey-toned chest that glimmered. With defined abs rising and falling with each breath, I swallowed hard, torn between desire and reason. You don't need to go this far. I intended to give you the medicine anyway. As I reached to exchange for the potion, a shadow flickered past. Shang Yan's piercing eyes glowed eerily in the darkness, his inky serpent tail suddenly extending, coiling around my waist. In an instant, I was flipped upside down, suspended in midair. As the sensation of weightlessness gripped my heart, Shang Yan caught me effortlessly, tossing me over his shoulder like a sack. Woman, the points are mine. Did you ask me before giving them to him? Just as he finished speaking, he leaped from the 30th floor. Amidst the howling night wind, he leaned close to my ear, whispering with a chuckle, Darling, I'm taking you home. When I regained consciousness, I found my limbs bound, spread-eagled on the bed. Above me hung dark red drapes, with flickering candles casting shadows that danced across the stone walls, illuminating serpentine reliefs. The air was infused with a faint scent of sandalwood, mingled with a hint of perilous sweetness. I attempted to move. The seemingly delicate ribbons tightened their grip, coiling as if they were sentient beings. Awake? A deep, languid voice resonated from the shadows. Shang Yan approached slowly, toying with a silver dagger, its blade glinting coldly in the candlelight. Dressed only in a loose-fitting black silk robe, he revealed expanses of pale skin. A black snake tattoo coiled around his collarbone, its forked tongue poised over his heart, rising and falling with each breath. My voice trembled uncontrollably. What do you intend to do? He chuckled softly, leaning over me, the blade methodically shredding my garments. Darling, do you know how I have spent these countless years? I have yearned for a companion, and at last, I have found you. With my modesty at stake, I force myself to maintain composure. Shang Yan, we are both unwilling participants in this game. There is no need for us to make it more difficult for each other. You desire the 1,000-day joy, do you not? If you let me go, I can provide you with its formula. He casually twirled a lock of my hair around his slender fingers, as if it were a captured prey. I am not interested in that. My interest lies in you. My breath hitched, my heart raced. What do you mean? His gaze burned with intensity. What I mean is, from this day forth, you shall be my eternal partner, and together we shall revel in endless years. My eyes widened in disbelief. Have you lost your mind? I refuse. Release me. Shang Yan chuckled softly, his voice laced with a dangerous delight. Little lemon, do you think this is still human territory? With a snap of his fingers, the curtains parted. Outside, moonlight bathed a strange island. Among the dense foliage, serpentine shadows slithered, while the distant sea glimmered with an eerie phosphorescence. Welcome to Snake Island, Xiangyan turned to me, a dangerous smile gracing his lips, which is now your new home. His serpentine tail had somehow coiled around my calf, the cold scales gliding slowly. Do not waste your efforts in struggling. Surrender willingly. Without my permission, not even a fly can escape from here. I trembled, my mind screaming for the system. System. Yet there was no response. I feigned calmness. Could you release me for a moment? Let's discuss this properly. He regarded me for a few seconds, then suddenly chuckled lightly. Very well. With a snap of his fingers, the binding silks loosened instantly, just as I attempted to rise. He pressed me back down onto the bed. He leaned closer, his breath tickling my ear. However, I must first collect some interest. His cold lips descended, bearing an irresistible aggression, exploring with abandon. I shut my eyes. There was truly no escape now. I was trapped on Snake Island for 3 days and nights. Xiangyan's tail never ceased to entwine me, warning with a low laugh. Do not think of fleeing. You bear my mark, and no matter where you run, I shall find you. I bit my lip in silence, my mind frantically calling out for the system. Finally, on the 4th night, after a prolonged silence, the system finally spoke. The bug has been fixed. I nearly wept with relief. Quickly, take me away from here. Initiating emergency teleportation. A blinding white light flashed, and my body felt weightless. In my last glimpse, I saw Xiangyan's startled face. His golden slit pupils contracted sharply in the darkness, and his tail whipped around with astonishing speed, but only grasped at air. Splash! Warm seawater engulfed my ankles as I stumbled to regain my footing. Before me lay azure seas and skies, palm trees swaying in the breeze. I inhaled deeply, savoring the salty air. I was finally free. When the system chimed again, I was lounging on a beach chair, basking in the sun. Host, my bugs have been fixed. When shall we return? This time, we shall surely reach the pinnacle of our quest. At this, I almost choked on my coconut water. Return? Do you wish for me to live a longer life? The system assured me with fervor. I am a gold-tier system. I have my ways. What do you fear? My movements paused, brows furrowing. What do you mean? The system seemed to realize it had misspoken, hesitating. Nothing. I squinted, a ludicrous suspicion surfacing. You didn't intentionally create a bug that allowed everyone to overhear our conversations, did you? A strange silence enveloped my mind. Damn, it conceded. I shot upright. You did it on purpose? The system, unable to hide the truth, decided to embrace the chaos. With you being such a coward, when will you complete the task? You could have easily seduced them. Why complicate matters so much? Furious, I paced the sand. I was being cautious. They are not ordinary humans. I need to prepare mentally. Do you know I almost got devoured by the 2 of them? The system scoffed. ISNT, that exactly the point? Double the points for a dual male lead conquest. It's quite a bargain. I took a deep breath, forcing down my anger. Fine. You are ruthless. Too exasperated to argue further with this unscrupulous system, I directly accessed the points store interface. My fingertip lingered over the special effect potion, visions of Su Qingwang's reddened eyes flashing before me. Gritting my teeth, I clicked to redeem. Watching my points dwindle to 200, I hesitated. Xiangyan's coldly glowing slit pupils loomed in my mind. My fingers trembled, but I ultimately redeemed the formula for the 1,000-day joy. After packaging and dispatching the 2 items, I tilted my head back and gulped a large mouthful of chilled coconut water. The sweet liquid slid down my throat, and I closed my eyes in satisfaction. They had received what they desired. Surely, they would no longer cling to me. A week later, I realized how gravely mistaken I had been. At the supermarket, as I pushed a cart selecting snacks, my fingers barely brushed a bag of chips when a sudden tingling sensation shot through my neck, raising every hair on my body. Someone was watching me. I whipped around, the cart crashing into someone's leg.
Ach, I am sorry you instinctively apologized.
But my voice faltered upon recognizing the face before me. It was Su Qingwang. Dressed in a black trench coat, his tall figure cast a long shadow. His peach blossom eyes bore into me, voice soft and slow. Sister, I received the medicine. I forced a laugh, retreating the cart slowly. That is good. They had received what they desired. Surely, they would no longer cling to me. A week later, I realized how gravely mistaken I had been. At the supermarket.
How can you hide from me?
You've been so kind to me. How should I repay you? With my body, perhaps? A chill ran down my spine, and I turned to flee. only to crash into a warm wall. I froze, slowly raising my gaze. Xiang Yan had appeared behind me, his arms encircling my waist, trapping me between him and the shopping cart. He lowered his head, fingers teasing a pink pill, waving it tantalizingly before my eyes. Why run? Such a wonderful medicine. I can't wait for you to try it. I stood paralyzed, my mind screaming. System. Help. The system, however, relished my plight, adding fuel to the fire. Just a reminder, Ji Linchuan has disembarked and will arrive on the battlefield in 10 minutes. I was doomed. The story concludes here.
How can you hide from me?
You've been so kind to me. How should I repay you? With my body, perhaps? A chill ran down my spine.